dodge the burns like a...
It's like, ha 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 ha.
Exactly.
You thought you were so smart, didn't you, sir?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the joke's on you.
Yes, it is. Very much so.
Are you
Alrighty.
laughing?
Huh?
I'm just rambling.
Okay. Well, let's do this, shall we?
It depends. What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing at this point.
Why start now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is the key to awesomeness.
Hopefully.
Hmm.
So my background almost looks the same, even though I'm 2 feet from
hey.
the
Oh,
wall.
okay, hold on. Let's see here now. You now see me on the stream. Something.
Ah. Delicious. Tell me when you're ready, yo.
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, apparently we've already been recording for a minute and a half, so let's just do this, shall we?
What could possibly go wrong?
Once again, so many things, but let's just see what happens, shall we?
I guess it depends on your definition of wrong.
True. All right, muting Zealeus and then starting. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Dish Shelter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Hello, good sir. How goes it on this wonderfully windy Thursday?
Windy is definitely the word I would use.
See, once in a while, I have a word. That's a word that we can use to choose words.
Yes. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the Playful Comer himself, Zealeus.
It is good to see you alive and well.
Indeed, I am alive and, in most part, well. Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the Thursday Night Hangout. This is a live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. At any point during the show, if you have any questions, thoughts, subjects, opinions, drop them in the chat, be it on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, and we will add it to the show. If we do, unfortunately, run out of time, we'll add it to the very next show. So, without further ado, let us jump right into it. And the first thing I've got to bring up is that I'm always like a huge fan of the Humble Bundle. Not gonna lie, I've bought my fair share of Humble Bundles. However, I did run into a small issue with Humble Bundle this today. I think it was today.
Oh no!
And that is that apparently, like the two-factor authentication, where it sends you a code to your email address. If you have a Microsoft email address, so like Outlook, anything that utilizes basically Outlook, there's a 50-50 shot that email never makes it to you because for some reason Microsoft does not like Humble Bundle verification emails, and so they eat them for lunch. It's actually in the FAQ for Humble Bundle. So I was like, well, great. My website is my email address definitely goes through Outlook. So this is no bueno.
Well, that's silly.
Yes, so I had to sign up with my Gmail account so I could actually purchase the Humble Bundle called The World of Dragonlance. It is a book bundle.
Oh.
There is a total of 26 books in this bundle. If you're willing to put down at least $18.
Okay.
Here's the little blurb they put on there. Embark on an epic adventure through the land of Kryn with Ultimate Dragonlance collection from Wizards of the Coast. Follow the perilous journey to protect the mystical blue crystal staff from an evil dragon goddess in Dragons of Autumn Twilight, untangle dwarven political tensions, hidden dangers, and long-lost secrets with the companions in Dragons of the Dwarven Depths. The battle of the gods comes to a dramatic climax in Amber and Ashes. Get 25 plus amazing page turners and help support Room to Read with your purchase.
So I'm looking through the list, and if it came with one book in particular, I would get it.
It's the one book that I have 3 copies of, and now I've got a 4th. The
Oh, wait,
Legend of Huma.
It is on the list.
Yeah.
Well, considering I have 40 hours of flying coming up in 2 weeks, this may be a ideal solution to pass along the time.
Yes.
I may have to get this. This is very tempting. I actually have the physical copies of the OGs, the Autumn, Twilight, Winter, Night, and Spring Dawning. But man, it's been a long time since I read those.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance the pages are pretty yellow by now, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where any of my copies of Legend of Huma are, because, well, one, it might be in one of my bookcases, or it might be in one of the mini boxes that I've had to pack, because for those of you out there who don't know, I'm still recovering from the Hurricane Helene. We put in the AquaGuard system, which is why we didn't have a show last week, because everything was such a mess down here, and it required basically a full day of cleaning on Saturday or maybe Sunday for me to actually get into to be able to have Saturday, because of the storm. I took a full day cleaning just so that I could get down here. So
fun.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. But anyways, I'm back, sort of, until we replace fix the walls and the floor. So more to come. Yay. And another Thursday at some point will have to be taken off because, yeah. Anyways, all right. So this book deal, pretty sweet. I'm trying to let's see here. Room to Read is basically seeks to transform the lives of millions of children in low-income communities by focusing on literacy and gender equality in education, working with collaboration with local communities, partner organizations, and governments. They develop literacy skills and a habit of reading among primary school children, and support girls to complete secondary school with the relevant life skills to succeed in school and beyond. So it's a good cause, and also Humble Bundle. You get a bunch of books. Can't really go wrong with that. I will actually put I'm going to try to grab the link real quick here. So you're going to see my screen flashing on the side here as I try to grab it. But I think it's a worthy cause. So
Indeed.
Here you go, dropping it in the chat. If you shoot, I should have put this in all the chats. Let's see if this option works. Here you go. To everybody, huzzah! It's going to go to Twitch, and it should go to YouTube and Facebook. There we go. So, ta-da! Now you all have access to the thing. Or you could just go to humblebundle.com, and you could probably is one of the ones on the main site. Anyways.
And of course, being DRM free helps, because then you're not limited to devices or crazy, deprecation of servers and other crazy shit. Nope, you basically have it for life, as long as you don't accidentally delete the PDF.
Yes, exactly. Anyways, okay, so now that is the cool stuff from Wizards of the Coast. Now let's talk about the bad stuff.
Oh no,
Wizards of the
bad
Coast.
Stuff?
Okay, so
I don't want bad stuff.
There is a is, or maybe at this point was, an initiative at Wizards of the Coast for the virtual tabletop system called Sigil.
Okay.
It was going to be, I don't know how to, basically the team that was working on this virtual tabletop Sigil, 90% of the workforce has been laid off.
Ah,
So what's going to happen? What it was supposed to be was, it was supposed to be the official virtual tabletop for Dungeons and Dragons Beyond integration, customizable characters and maps, graphics rendered using the Unreal Engine 5 to bring campaigns to life. But there has been like issues left and right, and they've just decided, we're going to just, nix it. And so they're going to transition to it just being a Dungeons and Dragons Beyond feature instead of a standalone. So
it's
for all those people who are holding out hope that they were going to, iron out all the kinks, it looks like they are going to maybe simplify what they got, and then you just, get
I mean,
that.
for everything I've read, you just like feed it to AI and it'll just magically work.
Of course,
And it'll
yeah.
just fix all your
AI.
bugs, right? Isn't that how it works?
AI is magic, man. I mean, I don't understand how people are still needing to work on this thing. I mean, my God.
But it's kind of interesting, like in this day and age, though, that there is that they don't have that virtual desktop tabletop to be able to play like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you really think they would, like, honestly, because there's other third-party virtual tabletops you can get. I don't know. It just kind of boggles my mind, honestly, that they haven't really made it happen.
Yeah. God, I'm looking back over all these stories that we've got, and it's like sad story after sad story. After a great
that's the news
start.
you hear. It's usually the sad news, man. It's never the good news.
So transitioning on, it is now, I think it's actually 100% official. Warner Brothers Discovery has removed all of the original Looney Tunes from Max.
Oh,
that is
no Looney Tunes for you, I guess.
that was all the stuff that aired from 1930 to 1969. 39 years of the original Looney Tunes, and it's gone. I'm not gonna lie. I had definitely watched quite a few of these, and I know that now some of them would not pass the PC test. But there was, something, we grew up with, like, slapstick, stupid humor. Coyote getting smashed by things, and Elmer Fudd getting the crap kicked out of him.
It kind of sucks when it's stuff like that, when it's like it literally cost, in this case, Warner Brothers, like nothing for Max to host it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I can't imagine licensing is that freaking expensive on a now 6-year-old plus cartoon.
Yep.
It's things like that that do drive people to want to just pirate, because are they going to watch it now? They're just going to go sail the high seas and get it, because there's not a good, easy, legitimate way to get it.
Right. Exactly.
That's what makes it kind of lame. But what do I know?
Now, since we're on the subject of content being removed from Max, it would be terrible for me not to also mention that the Cartoon Network and other animated series on Max, which includes Teen Titans Go, Ed, Edd and Eddy, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Green Lantern, the animated series, The Looney Tunes Show, which we already talked about, Static Shock, and also the Teen Titans Go movies are all removed from Max as well.
No cartoons for you, sir.
So they're literally like cleaning house. I mean,
So is there any good way to watch these then?
I'm trying. Let's see here. Um, you could still watch it in some other places if you have like there's certain streaming options out there that still have access to those Cartoon Network shows. It's just if you have Max, you have less now, which seems like an oxymoron. That you you have Max but less.
So why do you actually want Max then?
Um. Hmm.
Hmm.
Um. Some of the do they have any original shows? Maybe that are worth it. Possibly. I don't even know. Max is also HBO, so House of Dragons. I've never watched it, so and I don't have Max. My
I
sister
don't
has
either.
Max, but
At this point, I don't really see an incentive. What is the Harry Potter stuff going to be on Max?
ooh, let's
Mm.
see. Let's see where Potter TV show be. Yes, that will
Yeah.
be on HBO. So Max in 2026.
So if it's any good, which obviously we all have our doubts about, that will be a push to for people to get Max. Um, but like even then, with most stream, like what a lot of people do is they'll probably I guess that's also why they trickled out now, where they don't just release it all in one dump. So I'm
Right.
guessing they'll probably do the Game of Thrones thing for that exact reason.
Yep.
So you can, in order to stay abreast and not have spoilers, I guess, are there spoilers? Actually, is spoilers a real thing now for the TV show?
I don't.
Because it's like, so like for instance, Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Even the Game of Thrones books that were books, right? I get
Yeah.
the last 5 seasons weren't, whatever. But even the ones um, that weren't books, or sorry, that were books, like I would consider them spoilers still because not a lot of people read the books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But now with Harry Potter, between the movies and the books,
Yep.
like everyone basically read and done that. So I would say probably really no, it's not spoilers at that point because you all know what happens. Like we all know about Snape. We all know what happens to Dumbledore. We all know, all those crazy things that happens that at the time was a cool suspense,
Right.
but now it's kind of like that's gone. Um, and Lord help those showrunners if they change it up to try to throw a curveball because there would be riots in the streets.
What I want to know is with this TV adaptation, are we going to see the full roster of side characters
I hope
throughout?
so. I mean, that should be one of the benefits. Well, I mean, there's already been one uproar that um, Servius Snape, I don't remember the guy's name, but he's African American,
Yep.
and people are in uproar over that. So, like, it's going to be hard because that's one casting decision people don't like, but that's going to continue to happen. Like in various casting roles, and like the first time somebody steps on screen, they'd be like, "Oh, that's not Daniel Radcliffe."
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it's going to be an uphill struggle, I think, for it to succeed because of all that stuff that's going to happen. But yeah, so are there spoilers for the Harry Potter series? I would say
I
no.
think the only spoiler. Mm, no, not really. I mean, the only thing that I would say that could potentially be a spoiler is like drawing more from the books, and if there's people out there who just watched the movies and not read the
Mm,
books, then there's the potential of spoilers simply because you mentioned something that's book only. But then the books have been out forever, so
okay, I can see that, but are there? were there major things, not interesting things, but major things that happened in the books that weren't in the TV series that would really be an earth-shattering spoiler? Like, don't get me wrong, there's things in the book that were cool that were in the movies.
Yeah.
But I can't really think of anything that was like that someone would want to spoil, I guess. And
Hermione's
it's
whole
also
house
assuming
elf bullshit agenda.
sorry, one more time.
Hermione's bullshit house elf agenda.
So that I could be seeing actually a storyline in a TV series.
Yeah.
Like, because they'll have time to flesh, like, for better or for worse, or anything of the storyline, like, they'll have time, in theory, to flesh out those type of things.
Yep.
I'm hoping they go more into the Room of Requiem and the dark art stuff.
Yeah.
Because that, I mean, they had it in the movie, but it was just kind of there.
Yes. They could definitely flesh out a lot of like Dumbledore's army and stuff.
Yeah, so some of those things that were pretty freaking above, and I get it, they had a time constraint in the movies, but those things could really be fleshed out in the TV series.
True.
Yeah, because it does create a bit of loss of suspension of, or like wondering for that next episode what's going to happen. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we got basically 10 years from now to see the final season if it comes to fruition.
Yeah. Okay, now changing gears to something kind of silly and fun. For those World of Warcraft fanatics out there, you probably already know this, but for those who may not be in the know, there was a race for world first that occurred recently.
Okay.
And there was a guild who utilized cheats to be the first one to beat it.
Yep.
And they were caught and banned.
Yep.
And then the guild created a new guild where they just reversed their name and utilized the same cheat to do it again.
Nice. Wow. That's persistence.
That's dang gosh darn dedication, my friends.
It's like, you know what? Good job. You caught us the first time, but we're going to try it again and see what happens.
Yeah, that's just basically they won the race to world first in the new Undermine patch using an exploit, had their ranking removed and their account suspended, reversed their name, and did it all again. Which that's awesome. One of the community managers said, "We immediately began an investigation into these unusual kills, and we detected a group of new accounts using an exploit to cast an internal spell to kill mythic raid bosses, including Chrome King Galawix."
Oh, he sounds scary.
Our security engineers quickly moved to put a stop to the cheat and take action against the accounts involved, and we have cleared the Hall of Fame to await the rightful winners of the race for world first.
Yeah, I don't really follow WoW,
again.
but it's definitely happened in Final Fantasy 14 a couple of times. But the big thing with 14 is add-ons, like any kind of add-on, is clearly against the terms of service.
Yeah.
So if you get somebody streaming who's using a add-on of any kind, that can basically, and has in the past, nullified world first specifically when they're going for that, versus WoW where add-ons are like encouraged, sometimes necessary.
So, speaking of, so the legitimate, there was a legitimate win for this world first race in the Mythic Raid, and it goes to Team Liquid. And but the funny thing is that when they beat Chrome King Galawix, they were apparently like visibly confused as to, holy shit, we beat them. How the hell did we beat them? So apparently it was very anticlimactic.
Uh,
Which, so you got guys who are cheating using an exploit so that
yeah,
they can easily beat this boss. Then you have a team that actually legitimately does it, and when they beat the boss, they're like, "That's it."
nice.
So, yeah.
Yes. Those good old
So
days of
they
raiding and
claimed
Hangout.
ultimate victory against Chrome King Galowix after just 100 attempts. The clear was particularly confounding because Liquid previous best attempt had only gotten the boss down to 14% health, and
Hmm.
everyone was waiting for some final twist, new
Yeah,
mechanics, or additional secret phase to up the challenge for the last stage of the fight.
they never
But
came.
there was no such twist. He just
Hmm.
went down.
The twist was there was no twist.
Haha, now that's a twist. That would suck. You know, you think when you think final bosses of like a big event, right? When you think final bosses, you think you're gonna have to deal with at least two, if not three, iterations of that boss. You know,
Well,
you want
that's
that.
my guess is there were probably those iterations of the boss.
Yeah,
They just assumed like there was a fourth iteration or whatever it is based on previous precedent.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
The I think the guild master, he basically when they defeated, he's like, "That's the boss." What?
It could have been
So
so much more, but it
yeah,
wasn't.
I mean, not gonna lie, as much as the as much as it feels good to beat the boss down to nothing, it is very disheartening when you see him like shift and change shit and Glass Joe. Yeah, it's like Glass Joe from Punch Out.
Yeah. No, if I've been fighting a boss and he just falls over the end, I'm actually good with it. I'm like, I beat you. I don't really care if like the last 40% are easy. I'll take it. I figured my philosophy in the game is if I've already beat out 86% of his health, like I've damaged him, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
he's also means he's lost 80%, 86% of his power. So it makes sense that like that's what happens, right? It's
Right.
like real life. If somebody gets beat up really bad, they get punched around, they're going to be weaker. So why shouldn't the boss have the same issue?
But you're supposed to be in a fantasy world, you know. It's like, um, it's the one fight that you owe. I'm talking of the game Hades, by the way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you basically have to climb from hell all the way up to go visit your mom, Persephone. And the final gatekeeper is, of course, Hades himself, your father. Um, and you're like you finally get his health bar down. You're like, yes, and then he's just like, oh no, now it's really on. You're like, oh, I hate my life.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, like I don't know when it's a big like Uber boss. I'm assuming Mythic boss is basically on the same level as a Mythic, an Uber boss. You're expecting some crazy ass twists.
Sure. Yeah. Give that extra challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
Mm.
But it seems like and let me preface this by saying I never raided in World of Warcraft. I've only participated in world events in a couple of MMOs where and this time I'm talking about Defiance, where you basically were you could enter like the circle of influence, and then you can help try to bring down the Uber bad guy.
Yeah.
Now that one didn't have those didn't usually have a final twist, but those
Well,
just like popped up randomly, and you just kill them and then go about your day.
But yeah, and also these guys who are rating day one people,
Yeah.
like they've also done this before. Like
Right.
they've done all the other Uber raids, so they know what to expect. Like there is some, prediction of what's going to happen, and that's kind of where that comes from. Is
Right,
like
but at the
kind of
same
know.
time, they've done this before, and for the end result of winning is what? That's it.
Yeah,
That says something.
yeah.
Anyways,
Who knows? In 28 days, maybe I should go back to Defiant and relive the glory days of the open world bosses.
yes, Zealeus brought this to my attention. Apparently, Defiance is coming back, baby. Both Defiance and Defiance.
2050.
Yeah, 2050.
Yeah, it's from Fox Games. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like, I mean, it's free to play, even though I think we paid for it back in the day. I mean, it's been so long. I don't know.
No, you could pay for some stuff, but it was free to play.
It was okay. I can't remember. It's been so long
Yeah.
ago. But yeah, I'd be curious to see because, like, I don't know you, but obviously I know you did. But I enjoyed Defiance back in the day. But I think there was also like a PlayStation 3 game when it came out. I know it came out on like PC also. So I'd be curious to see like how the graphics and stuff are going to hold up to modern games like a Destiny and a Borderlands and those type of shooters. So that's would be very interesting to me to see is that like the actual gameplay all these years later, is it just rose tinted glasses?
Right.
Or is it actually hold up still?
So
Because I hope.
it was on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty dated graphics compared to today.
Yeah.
So that I think that is an issue when people have had all these years of playing games since then. I hope it does well because I hope it means like if it does well, then there might be an improvement, a rematch, something to give it that facelift because the core gameplay loop was fun.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping does well enough where we can get like improvements in the game. But let's have to see what happens.
And as Zealeus was saying, it's the start date is April 18th, 2025, and I'm gonna post the link in the chat for those who want to check it out.
I thought you were gonna go ahead and download it right now to get ready.
Seeing as I just cobbled back everything together and I can tell that there's something slightly wrong with the capture card right now, I am not going to make my computer do anything more than just stream the show.
And the thing I hate, because as soon as I look at it, is they have their own Fox Hub launcher. I'm like, damn it, I hate game launchers.
Yes.
So that's a strike against them, but what do you do?
Eh.
I've never heard the other games. Lost Chaos, Shia, Wargame 1942, and Desert Operations.
I may have played Last Chaos for like half a second. Definitely didn't play Shia. And I definitely didn't play War Games 1942 or Desert Operations. That much I mean,
look at their thing. I'm looking through the games quickly, and it looks like their thing is online games, free to play online games.
Yep.
So I guess in that regard, they know what they're doing. Just hopefully not in a Tryon World, because Tryon Worlds is the company who is publishing it, who basically nickel and dime the shit out of it terribly.
Yep.
So I'm hoping they don't go that route, and like they still have to make money. I get that, but like in a way that we can appreciate and still enjoy.
Yes, that's the trick, my friends. That's the trick.
Yes, but what can you do?
Exactly.
Except play and find out.
Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause real quick to thank the individuals who help Alter Confusion be the Alter Confusion that you love and adore. And that, of course, is the friends of the show. So without further ado, let us jump right into it. The first up is the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. Next up, we have the AV Master himself, and that, of course, is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously Whack Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. The next shout out we got to give is to the individual who helps get all those aches and pains from long gaming sessions, or perhaps you were just stuck in your office chair for too long. That, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore, the company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone could be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. The next shout out we're going to give is to the music maestro himself, and that, of course, is CrossPad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Alter Confusion? CrossPad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. And, of course, the final shout-out we got to give is to the original friend of the show when it comes to Patreon. That, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Axe leads both a development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against the evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know at this very moment in time, you are dying to know, how do I become a friend of the show? Well, it's quite simple. Ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion survives on the love and support of fans like you, and that's why we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, werewolves, vampires, mummies, swamp creatures, supporters, and more to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have two tiers. You get the $1 a month tier, that's $1 a month or $12 a year. What you get at that tier is early access to all the playthroughs, as well as the ability to participate in patron-only posts. But if you feeling a little frisky, you can bump that up to a $5 a month tier. That's $5 a month or $60 a year. What that gets you is everything at the $1 tier, but you also gain your name or organization added to the Friends of the Show section of every single Alter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. So if you want to become a patron of Alter Confusion, go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/Altered Confusion today. And I know, real quick, before I go on, I know that I'm a little bit behind with the next chapter of the Expanse playthrough. Like I was saying at the beginning of the show, I just cobbled my stuff back together. So I'm going to try to record and render those videos and get them up as soon as I can. I'm really kind of being, my ability is dictated by the amount of workers at my house. So hopefully I have some time to get this stuff done. But have no fear, I'm going to get it done as soon as I can. All right. One other thing that I've got to do a huge shout out to, and that, of course, is ladies and gentlemen, for the 14th year straight, Ultra Confusion is proud to say that we have been fundraising for Extra Life. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life goes directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to point out that you too can jump on the Extra Life bandwagon. You could start your own team. You could be an individual. You could set your own goal, a fundraiser goal. And of course, there are incentives that once you hit certain goals, you'll be able to get, say, the Extra Life sticker, which I have right here. Bam. Or if you hit certain milestones, you will get hooked up with the Extra Life medals, which this is from 2024. I don't remember the exact number we raised, but we raised enough that we got a medal. So,
Nice.
we kick butt and take names, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta has a very special place in my heart. It's the place that I went to when I had hospital visits, and it's where my kids have gone to. It's where my niece and nephews, and of course my siblings, we've all gone through there. They're phenomenal, and this is a great way for us to support them.
You should wear that medal everywhere. It should be part of your new getup.
I know. Oh, also, speaking of stickers, ladies and gentlemen, I know that some of you out there are dying to know, how do I get my hands on Altered Confusion merch? Such as the hat, which unfortunately I'm not wearing today because I couldn't figure out where the heck I put my hat in all this wonderful stuff. But we have Ultra Confusion hats. We have stickers. We have the notebook. We have the coffee cup. And we have the pet food bowl. If you're interested in any of that, go to alteredconfusion.tv/merch. That's MERCH. And you can check out what we have available. I know that the sandals/flip-flops are now off, or were off. I don't think that they were going to be. My son made me put those on there. So they're okay. I'm sorry that Zealeus' feet feel naked.
I know. It's very sad. I just go barefoot everywhere now.
Oh, boy. Okay, now let's get back to the news. Here's something that I found unexpected. I don't know, maybe you guys are like, well, no shit, Sherlock. This is something that we've come to expect. In the month of September 2025, there will be a large expansion for a very popular game that's been around since let me make sure I get this right. November 11th, 2011. This new expansion will add 60 hours of gameplay. The name of the game, for those of you who are wondering, is Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Yeah, let's go.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Skyrim is getting an expansion, a 60-hour expansion.
Are you excited about it? Are you going to go get the dust off of it?
I don't even know where I played Skyrim when I did. Was that on Steam? Could it have been Steam? I don't even know. That's I really have no recollection of where I would have played Skyrim.
One thing to keep in mind is this is a keynote is it's a fan-made expansion. It's not like an official Bethesda one. It's basically a humongous mod that's being released.
But still, that's insane and awesome at the same time.
I mean, obviously people are still playing the hell out of it. I mean, that's one of the pros that people always loved about the Bethesda games is the modding ability to like basically give you a new game that did not exist before.
There'll be 60 hours of content, 40 new quests, and 50 dungeons and a new landmass to explore. That's insane, and that's dedication, and that's pretty damn impressive.
That is. But it's a giant open world game, so guess who got lost in like an hour in playing and turned it off, never to try again?
Yeah. Zealeus does not do well in open worlds.
No, give me my guide. Give me my guardrails. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
But hey, to each their own when it comes to games.
True. I mean, that's like I said, it's fucking dedication. I probably, unfortunately, will not. I think that when I played Skyrim, it was. I want to say that it was on one of the consoles. I think I played it on one of the consoles. I think I played it on the maybe 360 or maybe Xbox One.
And
Maybe?
of course, Skyrim is still available on Steam. Right now, you can get the special edition for $40.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I have no idea what the DLC gives you, but it's the anniversary upgrade.
So, but yeah, that's pretty dang impressive. Is there ever, just out of curiosity, Zealeus, has there ever been an open world game that you've lasted more than a couple hours in?
Is Horizon Zero Dawn considered open world?
Yeah, I would say that because you could ping pong all over the place and do quests out of order and stuff.
What about Hogwarts Legacy?
Yeah, I would consider that open world.
Okay, so those are two games I honestly have not finished either, but I did put a fair number of hours into both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm currently, if you've tuned into the stream on Tuesday, you'll have noticed that I am currently playing an open world game called Avowed. And they made like a massive update, and I feel like the difficulty, either the time off between the last time I played Avowed and this past Tuesday was very therapeutic, or maybe they ramped down the difficulty because I actually had a fighting chance against the boss that was slapping me around like I was just a weak little thing. And did I actually, the first attempt I actually won, but she made me work for it.
That's actually, I have the opposite problem with it's Borderlands, because all the guns are so fucking crazy different.
Yeah.
Where if I don't go like a couple weeks without playing, I forget what all my weapons do.
Oh no, believe me, I didn't jump. I didn't like load up the game and then immediately jump into that battle. I tried to discover the rest of the map and see if I could find, little bad guys so that I could remember the hotkeys for my action, my skills and my spells and stuff before I went against this crazy ass girl.
Wait, how do I play this game? What is this game? What is a game?
What is a game? Everything's a game. Your life is a game. Oh, yes, it is, Zealeus.
So do you lose levels as you get older eventually? Like, is it like a reverse curve where, like, you level up and all of a sudden it's like,
no.
No?
I don't think so.
You just continue to gain levels?
I think so.
Okay.
Though I did finally gain my third companion, and you're only allowed to have two at a time, which was fine because the companion that I have that I switched out for the new one was it was okay. He was dying on most of the fights, and He was the guy that was always like, "I'll come and save you once I kill this last guy." And of course, as soon as you kill the last guy, he immediately resurrects himself. So I never actually got to resurrect him.
Does he get resurrected with full health?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
At the end of the fight, if you do it, he's got. I think technically he's still on what's considered like his second wind, which I think it's like 40%, maybe. I don't remember.
That's pretty normal, though.
Yeah. So I've talked to quite a few people about Avowed, and they do not recommend the way that I'm going about things. But you know what?
What are you doing that they don't recommend?
Your companions are supposed to like fill in for your deficiencies. So you have 3 different classes that you can master in, and I've kind of just like picked a skill here from the warrior.
No, you're doing the jack of all trades.
Yeah,
you know that you never do that in RPGs.
The jack of all trades, master of none.
You know that's the bad strategy, sir.
Hey, I'm still winning. So right now, at least. But yeah, big things just happened. That's all I can say. So there you go. Excuse me. I had a question, and now I can't remember what the hell it is. And it's going to bug me really bad.
Maybe you coughed it out.
I'm thinking that it was something that I was going to write down, and then for those of you out there who tuned in immediately at 8 and were like, whoa, what the hell happened? My capture card all of a sudden decided there is no capture card. And so I had to sprint and get stuff done. And so I didn't get a chance to do what I wanted to do.
The capture card is a lie.
Do this capture card. See, here's the problem. Since this is like basically a constant construction site, I'm always afraid that the amount of dust that's still in the air is going to jack something up.
Yeah.
Or because I'm constantly having to like disconnect everything, that I'm shortening the lifespan of certain things. I'm pretty sure that the speaker that I have is almost completely shot. So it's yeah.
All the fun times.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I don't remember exactly when this thing is coming out, but I want to ask Zealeus, do you think, is it at all possible that on April 4th, 2025, the movie, a Minecraft movie, will enter theaters? Is there any chance that this would be good?
I mean, there's always a chance, right?
True.
Like, for instance, the Battleship movie was much better than it had any right to be. Like, how good could a Battleship movie be? Like, it was actually enjoyable. And they actually did like the whole thing where like they had to like guess on the board of where the ships were and stuff. So I enjoyed it. It was good. But the Minecraft movie, I mean, you gotta remember, I played Minecraft once.
Yep.
But it was like on beta on Xbox 360.
Yep.
I remember trying it and being like, this is dumb. I can just build Legos in real life. Why am I doing this virtually?
Yep.
And now he's like, it. So that's like 20 years ago. I tried it. And I thought it was stupid. Obviously, it was wrong because obviously everyone loves it now. But yes, I don't. Sure. I think you can make any content into something enjoyable for the audience to watch if done right. The problem is that it's a video game in the first place. So that's already like one strike against it, because there's something about Hollywood and video game adaptations that they just continually screw up. Yeah. So that makes you skeptical in the first place. So maybe it can, maybe it can't. I don't know. I don't even know what their premise is going to be. Like, are they going
A
going
mysterious
around?
portal pulls 4 misfits into the overworld, a bizarre cubic wonderland that thrives on imagination. To get back home, they'll have to master the terrain while embarking on a magical quest with an unexpected crafter named Steve, played
So,
by Jack Black,
so it's Jumanji.
in reverse, because they get
I,
pulled in instead of
I
Steve
literally
getting popped out.
heard the script for Jumanji, just maybe not in the jungle.
Well, it is sort of a jungle of
Oh Lord.
cubic
I really hope
proportions.
The Rock randomly shows up just to have like a cross universe thing, like just like a 2-second cameo. Be like, "Hey guys," and just continues walking.
What? Oh shoot! What is his special move? It's like the glare or the
I don't know.
smolder or something. I don't know.
But like, okay, it's like the Jumanji movies. Those were enjoyable. I enjoyed those.
Yeah.
Um, so it's definitely doable. Or like, I know it's not technically a video game adaptation, but the most recent Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like what all those have in common is like there's a good script and like there's kind of that camaraderie among each other among the actors.
Right.
Where like you have that group, like because you said there's 4 people who get pulled into this magic portal.
Yep.
So depending on how they interact and that stuff, yes, I think it could actually be done. Because I mean, it worked in Jumanji and it literally sounds like Jumanji. So sure.
I just hope that that Jack Black in a video game movie actually works this time.
Hey, to be fair, you've never actually seen the Borderlands movies, so you cannot definitively say it did not work.
The way that people shat upon it, I think that I'm safe in saying that it didn't go according to plan. How about that?
You know what they say? One man's shit is another man's treasure.
Well, okay, never mind. I take it back. I'm thinking about it. I'm not the Borderlands movie, but he was a pretty effective Bowser in the Super Mario
Ooh.
Brothers movie.
There you go.
So
There you go. It can be done.
it can.
It's just,
all right.
yep. Let me put it this way. It's still going to be a movie that I'm going to wait for it to come out on streaming. And I also have absolutely zero idea what's been done in the theaters for the last year anyways. So I'm pretty much like, whatever.
Yes.
Because I have no desire to go. And see the guy next to me just text the whole time. And the person behind me is eating really loud popcorn. And the kids in front of me are also texting. And no, it'll just, going to the theater now just makes me annoyed.
Yeah.
I actually wish they had like the Dave Chappelle shows where you went in, you had to like drop your phones into like a plastic bag in order to see a movie.
No, I went to one of his shows.
Yeah, and he does that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah, no, being serious. Like that would make me go back to the theater if people had to actually hand in their cell phones. But there's always at least one jackwagon in the front of the theater on their cell phone.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons I don't go, because it just drives me nuts.
So did you hear about there was, I think this was might have been the beginning of the month. There was an altercation at a Pokemon vending machine.
Oh.
This gentleman was doing his shopping and then walked to the Pokemon machine. And another guy popped out of nowhere and starts trying to box this dude out.
What?
Not punch, but like in basketball, you box a person out to try to push him away with your body.
Sure.
This apparently the guy who was boxing out this other gentleman had been sitting in his car waiting for the machine to be replenished, and as soon as it was done, he jumped out. He got out of his car, and from his car to this Pokemon vending machine, in that time, another person had gotten to the machine. It was going to buy stuff. And the guy's like, I've been waiting all morning. You can't go first. And so literally he is trying to shove this other dude out of the way. And this other dude's like, what the hell?
I just want a damn Pokemon thing.
This is at 10 a.m. in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. And the guy apparently got there in the parking lot, I think at 9, and had just been waiting there for an hour for this Pokemon vending machine to get refilled.
Look, anyone who's ever waited in line like that knows that waiting in your car doesn't actually count anyways.
That's not the line.
What?
That's not the that one
exactly.
of his things was.
Order people line, you got to be in the damn line.
Yeah,
Being
exactly.
In your car does not count.
If you're waiting for it to be refilled, you got to be present. It's not. What was the one of the comedians like? You actually have to be part of the line. You can't just leave your shoe in the line and go walking up and down aisles.
You know what reminds me of? It's just totally random thought.
What's that?
So back in the day,
mm-hmm.
We had to like wait in line at like Publix or wherever like they were selling tickets to actually get concert tickets, right?
Yep.
And some of the lines could get pretty good to wait in a line.
Yep.
Just randomly, I'm like, what would a Taylor Swift line look like in order to get tickets?
Oh my God, dude! They'd be camped out like a week in advance.
I'd be fascinated now. I mean, I know it's the internet age, so it never happened. But just for me, I guess the corollary, like I have no idea what were lines like to get Michael Jackson tickets.
Oh God,
it would probably be the equivalent.
I guess oh my God, that's.
But yeah, that'd be kind of interesting to actually be like, yeah, next concert series, Taylor Swift's like, you know what? We're going old school concert ticket style.
Mm-hmm,
you have to buy them in person, which I doubt places are even set up to do anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, those were the days, man. You had to like actually remember looking like in the newspaper to learn when Bruce Springsteen was coming to town and at what time they went on sale at your local like gate. And you had to like be there and wait in line. Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
Kids just don't know, man.
That's how I got my Van Halen tickets, baby.
And of course now, 20 years later, you'll still charge a damn convenience fee.
Yeah, because you conveniently don't have to go to a store now.
Permanently, like there is no lack of convenience. So yeah, I know I'm beating a dead horse in that one.
No, I know. But still.
But yeah.
Anyways. All right. If everything goes according to plan, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a show next Thursday.
Indeed, I will be here.
And I will be here as well. But I believe we've reached the end of our show. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure getting ready to come our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back next Thursday for another Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother. And we're out. Let's see. Good grief. I'm sorry. There's never been an item that I've been willing to get in a fist fight over in a store.
Well, clearly you're just not passionate about anything if that's the case, sir.
I'm more of I will swing by the store, and if it's there, it's there. If it isn't, then I'll just move on with my day. I don't understand. I mean, are Pokemon cards still really that expensive for like the rare ones?
I honestly don't know.
Nor do I.
Yeah, I've never played Pokemon. The card game, I played Pokemon Go, is about the only video game I played.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of Pokemon, the card game, and it's not, I'm not losing sleep over not being able to play it.
It's a board game.
It's
or so I'm told, or a card game, I should say.
Yeah,
maybe it was a board game too, and I just made that up.
No, it's everything at this point. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there's Pokemon toilet paper out there. Get the Snorlax edition.
It'll really light your bum.
Good lord. Oh yeah, the Charizard with extra grit.
Ask, and you shall receive.
Ha ha ha. Yeah.
Hey, it's very soft. I'm just saying.
Is it Jigglypuff? Oh, yep, there's Jigglypuff. I knew it. Good grief.
There's really out there shop where like everything was. It was really cool. Like it was like real Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
And like everything was in Japanese, so I have no idea what the hell it's even looking at.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fine.
This is interesting.
You're fine.
Of course, they also had the Warhammer shop.
Well, that's you got to have your hobbies.
I mean, it's pretty badass. I just don't have that patience to do the painting.
I don't have the money to get a full Warhammer set.
That's fair point too.
I mean, when back in high school, I think the going rate was at least $350. I wonder what it is now, just to have like a viable set. And I'm talking Warhammer 40K. I know that there's like the more medieval like orcs and ogres version of Warhammer, and I know that one is different.
I'm sure it's right. I'm sure you're right. I know nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Just one of those things. I know a thing, and I know people who play it, and I'm going up with that.
I knew someone who played it back in high school.
One of my colleagues, he plays, and we'll talk about it, and he'll show me his latest paintings, and it's pretty awesome what he can do. Yeah. Just that attention to even the money aside, it's that attention to detail, and like you get the tiniest little pieces of the figurines. Nope, I just take a big paintbrush and just slop it on there.
See, here's the thing, though. I don't think I have the eyesight anymore to do it.
Yeah, no, I feel that too. Yeah.
So
it's not just the eyesight; it's like the length of really focusing in on that little piece.
That too. The dexterity and eyesight to accomplish what needs to be done.
I could probably like do it for like 2 minutes, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm going blind from doing this.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel that. It is not a young man's sport, apparently.
Although, one of these days I might check out Miniatures and Mimosas over at Battle and Brew.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Just for shits and giggles. I'm actually surprised that my sister hasn't done that, because she actually has painted a lot of miniatures for one of the fans of the show, Clark. He does he utilizes miniatures for his Dungeons and Dragons campaigns, and Alex, my sister, has painted a lot of his miniatures.
That's a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
All right, my friends, we're going to end the stream. I'm going to talk to Zealeus offline, but everyone have a good rest of the evening. If you are a men's or just a college basketball fanatic, I hope that your bracket hasn't been completely destroyed at this point, but you never know. So,
well, it shows how much out of the loop I am. I didn't even know it started today.
Yeah, dude, it's been going all day.
Wait, I know UGA played today. That's about all I know.
No, God, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Yep. Hey, Clemson lost, so I'm happy.
Dude, Clemson had 13 points at half. That's like physically impossible. Should be physically impossible.
But they scored 67 points total.
Yes, they did.
So they woke up. Wow, that's pretty insane.
They were down by 20 almost the entire game, and then the last 4 minutes, they almost brought it all the way back.
That's insane. I wonder if this would actually be one of the biggest point differentials in half. 13 points in the first half 54 points in the second half.
Yep.
That's pretty fucking ridiculous, honestly.
That is. That's very ridiculous.
And if you're Clemson, you're probably pissed off of yourself because given that second half, you could have beat anyway.
Dude, they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. They were shooting 8%. 8. Single digit out of 100.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny looking at their game cast where it's just a giant flat line for their scoring. It's like, nope, you will not score.
All right. I'm going